It's a little bit different. I had a few people ask me a couple of questions in the comments. So if I do this video, hopefully it will give answers to some of the questions people asked me and you can take it from there. People, I hope you're good. I hope you're well. Join me and let's go through some of these questions. I get this one quite a lot. Why don't you have track lists for your mixes? Right. So what it is, when I started converting my records into MP3s and WAVs and stuff years ago, I didn't name the records their original names. And the reason why is because when I was going through the records, some of the labels were white labels, some are promos, and I don't know the name. But also, I would have nicknames for some of these records. So what I done was, I would put the nickname of the tune when I was converting it into a vinyl, into a WAV or an MP3. I'd put the nickname because that's how I remembered it. Never did I think at some point I'm going to be playing these tunes, sharing them with people, and I would need to know the names to share. Really never thought that was going to ever happen. So that's why I just kept the nicknames for myself, so it was easy for me to remember the tunes while I was going through the computer and stuff. So that's that with the old stuff especially. With the newer stuff, because I'm really squeezed for time a lot of the time, sometimes I'm getting new music and there's so much going on at once. Sometimes I'm not even taking a proper note of the names and stuff. And once I do a mix, it's like literally I have to go back and find the names and put it down. And sometimes, I know it's gonna sound crazy, I don't even have that much time to even do that. And I would rather try and get more mixes up than like taking the time to do the track list and stuff. I know it helps and I will probably try and do that if I can. But as it stands at the minute, I ain't got much time to do it. I'd rather try and get the mixes out more often than taking the time to do the track list and stuff. Where my time's really limited, my free time, I like to just try and get as many mixes together as possible and try and share them. What made you start a DJing channel? To be honest, when I started the channel, I wasn't DJing on it. I wasn't DJing on it. I was doing other videos like challenges, questionnaires, things with my family, things with my friends, vlogs, a little bit of everything. And then I think there was one day that I didn't have anything to post. I had a short little video, maybe about 30 minutes or something like that, of me mixing. And I said, I'm just going to try and post it anyway, but I was very skeptical about it because it was longer than anything else I was doing. Like, who's going to listen to me play music for half an hour? And I was like, oh man, it's going to be a bad. I uploaded it, I just left it overnight. Then in the morning I woke up and I had like about 100 views. Wow, hold on. Honestly, that was a big deal. That done really good. That done better than what I thought. So after having some conversations with people in the comments and stuff, I thought I'll do another one. So I done another one, then I done another one, then another one. Then what happened is I ended up just doing more mixes than any of the other content I was doing. So I just left it with mixes. Why don't you have a DJ name? I don't know. I don't even know how to answer this. Like, the honest truth is, I don't have a DJ name because I don't claim to be a DJ. Some people have given me stick about this. Like, how can you not have a DJ name? But like I said, when I started the channel, it wasn't mixes. So I didn't plan none of this stuff, DJ names, any of that. I'm just a dad at home that plays tunes. And because you guys liked and you shared and you commented, I continued. Do you have SoundCloud or use any other music platforms for your music? I used to have a SoundCloud back in the day and I used to put like little mini mixes up on there, maybe like 15-20 minute mixes on there. But then what I found with SoundCloud, after uploading about an hour of music, they would charge you for, I think it was SoundCloud Pro or something like that. I don't know, it wasn't really my thing. So I'll just put a little 15 minutes here and there and just leave it like that. And to be honest, over time, I kind of just forgot about it. So it's out there somewhere. And I know some people listen to the audio and I haven't got an audio version of what I'm doing, but I'm looking into that as well. So yeah, I'll probably look into SoundCloud and Mixcloud and things like that. But at the minute, I've got a SoundCloud, don't know the login. I have to try and find that out. How did you learn to DJ? How did I learn to DJ? I would say like when I was really, really young, my older brother, he was into like break dancing and stuff. And I remember him having turntables. I used to see him mixing and scratching and stuff. I was fascinated and that kind of got me a little bit interested. But obviously I was really young then. I didn't have no decks or nothing. But what I did have was a Amstrad hi-fi system. It was like a twin tape deck and it had a record player on the top. And I remember you could switch it between tape deck and record. So when I got to, I'm not too sure, roughly about 2018, I was able to use some of my pocket money and buy like a jungle record on the weekend, like one jungle record. And I remember going back home with a jungle record, putting it on my hi-fi on the Amstrad, play the cassette with jungle on it, then I'd put the vinyl on the top, the record, and I would flick between the cassette and the vinyl. And then if you had a stable hand, you could put the switch in between the tape deck and the record player, and you could hear both. From then, I started trying to mix tunes. So yeah, once I started doing that, I kind of got the little interest for mixing two tunes together. Then I think over time, I saved my little bit of money and I managed to get myself some SoundLab belt drive decks. If you know, you know. They were hard work. They were hard work. So I had the SoundLabs, still buying records. And I remember once I got my first job, I went down to the high street and went to the hi-fi shop, and I was able to put down some money on some 1210s. And I remember over time just paying it off. Back in the day, you had to have 1210s or 1200s. Like that was standard. You had to have 1210s or 1200s. And then I got the decks, carried on practicing on those decks. It was strange as well, coming from SoundLabs, then going on to the Technique. The Technique felt like hard work, but you had to learn on those if you wanted to play out or do anything like that, because they were industry standard. Then I just practiced on them, and that was it. So I kind of just taught myself, just self-taught, I guess. Are you gonna do any vinyl sets? Well, I've got the decks out now. I've been trying to kind of sort these things out. It's strange as well, because I started off on decks and I went digital and stuff like that. I can't really remember how to balance the needles and stuff like that. It's either my needles or my records, but I'm having a lot of problems with drumming lately. Also, I haven't got all my records here, and I don't really want to play the records I've got here too much, because if the needles are not set up properly, I don't want them to ruin the records. So I'm working on it. As soon as I can get the decks kind of serviced and sorted out, and I bring some records over, and also maybe bring my mixer out, because it's a little bit more narrow. I don't feel so wide and stretched out. I probably have to practice a little bit. As soon as I can sort this out, there'll be vinyl sets to come. I get asked this question quite a lot. Why don't you use TikTok? So I've had a lot of people say, you should use TikTok. This is just me, I don't really know. I thought TikTok was the platform where people put tunes on and they're dancing and stuff, you know, just doing that. Kind of what I do. We're not going to get into that. Now, to be honest, I like YouTube. I like the fact that you can do the long content on it, and I'm quite familiar with it. With the TikTok, I honestly thought it was more for just like dancing videos and just little clips and bits and bobs like that. Plus, I don't know what their copyright situation is like on that platform, but I like this platform. I like YouTube. I'll be here for now. That's where you go find me for now. Do you play at parties? No, I don't play at parties. When I was young, back in the days when I first started mixing and stuff, I've done a few parties here and there. The other thing is, the reason why I don't play at parties is because I haven't got the set that you would bring to the parties, you know, speakers, the sound system and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be able to do a house party or anything like that. And even in the clubs where they use different equipment, I'm not familiar with it. So I wouldn't be able to use it the way I like to use my stuff. I mean, if I could upgrade my stuff over time and be a bit more club ready, a bit more club familiar with their setup, I would probably do parties. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Apart from garage, what other music do you listen to? I'm a West Indian myself, so I grew up listening to like calypso, soca, reggae, rare groove. But me myself, I would say I listen to anything. I listen to anything. Obviously, garage, jungle, drum and bass, R&B, hip hop, indie, rock, ska, pop, house, techno, dubstep, punk, soft rock, jazz, classical, music from the 50s, 60s, 70s. I listen to everything. Would you do a live? I used to do lives before when I was using Instagram for a little bit. On a Friday, play some tunes, maybe talk to people a little bit. And then I kind of stopped doing it because Instagram, their copyright issue over there is nuts. You're playing the tunes, you think it's all good, and all of a sudden, just getting cut off. So when I came over to YouTube, you have to have a certain amount of subscribers and certain requirements to be able to do live. I'm going to look into that, but I think I would do live. Just raw, just do it raw. That's it from me, guys. I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you to the people that like and share. I want to also thank the people that send the kind comments, that you take your time to comment. Guys, I appreciate that. Enough respect, enough love. People, I hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good evening. Hope you have a good morning. If you're working, enjoy work. If you're driving, drive safely. Peace, love, and wooden shoes inside the